Welcome to the channel. In this video, I just want to go through my credit journey so that I can keep you from making the same mistakes that I did. If you're interested in even more credit card or credit score tips, please like and subscribe, and let's just jump into it. The beginning of my credit journey doesn't start with a credit card, it starts with being an authorized user on my mother's Capital One card. This is a strategy that I recommend to most people if they can find someone with good credit that they can latch on to. Since you can begin to get credit cards at the age of 18, you can actually become an authorized user much before that. This can allow you to have older credit than what is possible. See, for me, I was added onto this card in June of 2017, right before my 18th birthday. Now, it doesn't matter that I wasn't added on before this because when you get added, you get the entire age of the account. So this account was opened in 2013. So this means that my oldest card on my credit history is 10 years. This can also allow you to skip getting a secured credit card altogether. And if you can do this, this is greatly beneficial as secured credit cards don't have great rewards. Just be sure that the person's credit card that you're joining is of good credit standing and has never missed any payments or have any negative remarks on the card, as you will be taking on the entire history of the card. So like I said, I was able to skip getting a secured card at first because I had this account already on my credit report when I went to get my first card. My first credit card was the Wells Fargo Cashback College Card. To be honest, this card was not a great choice as my first card, but I had been personally banking with Wells Fargo for a while and it was offered to me, so I just went ahead and took it. I got this card when I was 20 and in college. Now, this was my first mistake. I should have got my first personal credit card right when I turned 18 to start building age of credit earlier. Having older cards benefits you because as you get new cards later on, they will average out to a longer age rather than having multiple new cards. So like I said, this student card was my first card, and if you are in college, they are a great place to start as they usually have less barriers of entry than the higher premium cards. Because they're aimed at college students, they're more likely to approve you. So the Wells Fargo College Card isn't that competitive. There's actually way better ones available. Currently, the best ones are the Discover It College Cashback and the Chase Freedom Student for two very different reasons. So the reasons they're both good, but in different ways. The Discover It College Cashback is the best college card with the rewards. It gives you quarterly categories that you can earn 5% back in and 1% on all their purchases, and it doubles points earned in your first year. This is really competitive and by far the best college card, rewards-wise. The reason I recommend the Chase Freedom Student is not because it does great rewards, it earns 1% on everything, but it's because you're getting into the Chase ecosystem. Chase is one of those issuers that really likes to build a relationship. So if you can open a checking account or already have a credit card with them, it's easier to get their more premium cards down the line. So this can be really beneficial to getting you the Chase Freedom Unlimited or the Chase Freedom Flex or even the Chase Sapphire cards. Now, if you're not in college, there's two ways that you can go as your first card. If you were able to get on someone else's card as an authorized user, then you can normally skip the secured cards. And so you could go ahead and go for like a Chase Freedom Flex or a Chase Freedom Unlimited. Both are great cards. I'll put the rewards up on the screen. And these can be kind of hard to get. Make sure you check your credit scores, and I have a video coming out soon on how to. But make sure that your credit scores are within the range they recommend. So if you weren't able to get someone to add you to authorized user, then I would recommend going ahead and starting with a secured card. The best secured card at this point in time is a Discover It secured credit card. I'll pop the rewards up on the screen, but by far in the secured credit card market, there's nothing like this. It gives the most rewards on top of everything by far. So now moving along in my credit journey, this is before I really got deep into credit cards, was once I got out of college, Wells Fargo product changed my Wells Fargo College Card into an Active Cash. Now the Active Cash is a great card. It offers 2% on everything, but the reward structure is kind of only cash back. And for me, I really wanted to kind of target towards travel. And so I still have this card. I've actually now product changed it to a Wells Fargo Signature to get 3% on gas is kind of where I'm using that card, but I wouldn't recommend it as your first card. So now of July of 2022 is when I really got into credit cards, and I went ahead and picked out my first real rewards credit card. And this was the Chase Freedom Unlimited. The reason I got the Chase Freedom Unlimited was because I wanted my first card to be a catch-all card, meaning that it earns a flat cash back on everything. So the Chase Freedom Unlimited earns 1.5% cash back on all purchases. This is a very competitive rate, especially when you value Chase points higher than 1 cent per point, which I do. The reason I value Chase points higher than 1 cent per point is because I can use them to redeem for travel for higher than that 1 cent valuation. So now if your first card, because you didn't have an authorized user, was a college or secured card, the next card that I would suggest getting is the Chase Freedom Unlimited or the Chase Freedom Flex, like I said, for the people who were able to get an authorized user. The reason I recommend Chase as being your first couple cards is because Chase is very sensitive to velocity. Velocity is basically how fast you're getting new cards. And so if you're getting a lot of new cards or have a lot of cards new recently, then Chase is less likely to approve you. So now that I had the Wells Fargo Signature and the Chase Freedom Unlimited, my next card was to target my Amazon spending category. So Amazon, like most people, we have Prime, so shopping on Amazon is part of our daily spend. It's one of our highest categories per month, so I wanted to target that. This wasn't really the order that I was trying to go in, but at the time, Amazon was offering a $200 sign-up bonus for getting their credit card, and this is a historically high offer, so I went ahead and took it. So I got the Amazon Prime Rewards card in December of 2022. This card earns 5% back on Amazon spend, so I was going to use it for Amazon and pretty much that's it. It also earns 5% at Whole Foods, but we don't spend much money there. So if you also spend a lot of money on Amazon, then I do recommend this card, especially if the sign-up bonus is $150 or $200, as these are the historically high offers. But if it's not $150 or $200, maybe hold off and wait for those offers. But if you do spend a lot of money on Amazon, it might be worth go ahead and getting it. So in December of 2022, I also got married, so I entered my player 2. She, like me, was also added as an authorized user when she was young, so she actually already had a pretty strong credit profile. She already had the Apple Card, but we wanted to get a grocery card as we just moved in together and we wanted to cover our grocery spend as our next high category. At the time, the Chase Freedom Flex was giving a 5% back for 1 year on all grocery spend, so she got the Chase Freedom Flex. I'll put the rewards for the Chase Freedom Flex up on the screen. Like I said, this is one of the 2 cards I recommend starting with, and is a great tool to earn 5% on high category spends, as all these categories are good spending categories for me personally. At the same time that she got the Chase Freedom Flex, we also wanted to target our biggest spend category per month, and that's rent. So I went ahead and got the Bilt credit card. Now the Bilt credit card's been slightly controversial recently. Bilt was undergoing a bin attack, which is basically people just trying to guess credit card numbers. It seems that they've rectified that now, and I do recommend this card for anyone who's renting. So obviously now that I have a player 2, I was able to refer her for her Chase Freedom Flex and earn bonus points that way. And I would say that if you have a player 2 in your life, this is a huge strategy to maximizing rewards. And now we also have 2 of the 3 of the Chase Trifecta, and we each have 1. So whoever gets the final piece, the Chase Trifecta, which is the Chase Sapphire cards, will end up transferring all of our Chase points to that person who has a Sapphire card to redeem for travel. So that's where I'm at right now. So now together we have the Apple Card, the Wells Fargo Autograph, Chase Freedom Unlimited, Chase Freedom Flex, Amazon Card, and the Bilt Rewards Card. So these 6 cards are what we have right now. Going forward, we'll use each of these for their certain categories of spend. The Flex being the rotating categories, the Chase Freedom Unlimited being our catch-all, the Bilt being rent, Amazon being Amazon, the Autograph being our gas card, and the Apple Card doesn't really have a category right now, but we'll just keep it for just in case. We could close down her Apple Card, but because it's her oldest personal card, it's better to just keep it open so it's on her credit profile. 1, in improving utilization, and 2, making her age of accounts longer. So now I want to go kind of our plan for the future and what credit cards we're aiming to get in the next year. So like I said, the Chase Sapphire cards are kind of our next target so that we can start redeeming our Chase points. We'll probably end up going with the preferred. This is because the Reserve hasn't offered enough additional value to justify that higher annual fee. But maybe in the next couple months, they'll adjust sign-up bonuses or adjust rewards, and that'll change our decision. So the next thing that I'm trying to target in this year is maybe go for the Chase Ink cards. These are business cards, but they have really good sign-up bonuses if you're able to meet the spend. These cards can be a great addition to your Chase Trifecta to earn more points quicker. And the reason I'm targeting them now is because they also count for the Chase 524 rule, which has to do with velocity, which means that if you have 5 cards that have been opened in the last 24 months, you cannot get a new Chase card. And we'll probably end up go ahead and referring each other for the other Chase Freedom cards that we each don't have, just for more points and a sign-up bonus. So after we get all kind of our Chase cards settled, we'll probably near the end of the year move on to the Amex cards. I will probably start with the Platinum. This is because Amex usually only gives you 1 historically high offer. So I will probably go for the Platinum 150,000 point offer, because if I go for the Gold's 90,000 offer, I probably won't be eligible for the 150,000 offer. So the other cards we're considering right now is the Capital One Venture X. So my plan is to, once I get all my Chase cards, kind of reevaluate and either go Amex or get the Capital One Venture X. I would recommend getting the Capital One Venture X if you want it before your Amex cards, because Capital One, like Chase, is kind of sensitive to a lot of new cards. So I hope going over my credit journey helped. I'm still early in my credit journey as I've only kind of been deep in the water this first year, but I hope to keep getting new cards, keep earning more rewards, and travel more without having to come out of pocket for it. So if any of this helped, please give a like to this video. Leave any comments and questions you have. I respond to every single comment. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching.